Among the first 750 Marines sent to Parris Island were the depot's first bandmaster, drum major, and a group of musicians from which the Parris Island Marine Band was formed. The musicians also doubled as marksmanship instructors, close combat instructors, and provided support for various units aboard the depot. A field music school was also established to train Marine musicians prior to their assignment to individual bands throughout the fleet. Today, the Parris Island Marine Band is one of the premier military bands in America. It consists of 50 members under the direction of the band officer, Chief Warrant Officer 2 Genovese, the enlisted conductors, Gunnery Sergeant Shaw and Gunnery Sergeant Henriksen, the instrument repair technician, Gunnery Sergeant Kucheski, the small ensemble leader, Staff Sergeant Anderson, and the drum major, Staff Sergeant Gonzalez. The band travels throughout the United States, providing music for military ceremonies, community relations events, recruiting programs, and other official events. They also have the ability to perform as several specialty ensembles, such as ceremonial bands, concert band, jazz ensemble, show band, and brass quintet, to name a few, while required to maintain a high degree of musical performance skills. These band members are above all else Marines, and must remain capable of assuming the tasks common to all Marines, those of a basic Marine rifleman. The band's heritage dates back to the whistling fifes and rolling drums of the first Marines, music back in 1775, and upholds the tradition of excellence and service to corps and country, which is a proud legacy to all Marines. The graduation ceremony that you are about to see is the culmination of the recruit training process and marks the beginning of a challenging future for our new Marines. For the convenience of everyone attending the ceremony, we request that you please remain in your seats until the ceremony is complete. We also ask that you do not pass in front of the reviewing stand or onto the parade deck. After the ceremony is complete, please be sure to gather all of your belongings and place any trash in the receptacles located behind you prior to exiting the stands. Thank you for your cooperation. The term Devil Dog. Lance Corporal Ofame is an English bulldog who enlisted in the Marine Corps on August 21st, 2017. The staff for today's parade is comprised of officers and drill instructors from the 2nd Recruit Training Battalion.
Ladies and gentlemen, spiritual development plays an important part in the making of a United States Marine. With that in mind, please join me in a prayer for the Marines of Company F. Let us pray. God, as we gather today, we give you thanks for giving these young men the patience, strength, and courage necessary to accomplish the goal of becoming United States Marines. Working through their diversities of cultures and personalities, you have forged them into a team. Thank you for seeing them through the physical, emotional, and spiritual trials of training. You have blessed them with loving families and friends. who have supported them while they were here. Thank you for bringing them safely to share this special moment with them. God, we pray that you will continue to watch over them and us, our Corps, and our country, now and forever. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Marines have served aboard Parris Island since 1891, and more than 1 million Marines have been trained here. They have departed Parris Island for combat in conflicts throughout the world. The misty wheat fields of Bella Wood, the gritty beaches of the Pacific, the snow-capped mountains of Korea, the sweltering jungles of Vietnam, the parched desert sands of Kuwait, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and every other climate and place where Marines have sacrificed for country and Corps. The first called upon, the first to arrive, and the first to fight. The Marine Corps, the nation's force in readiness, has answered the call to numerous hotspots around the globe, showing the world once again that the United States Marine Corps is America's premier 911 force. Marching onto the parade ground is Company F. They began their training on June 9th, 2018, and today's graduation marks the end of a demanding and difficult 12 weeks of training. These young men you see marching before you have met and mastered the challenge of recruit training. They have qualified with the service rifle and received basic warrior training. They have completed over 200 hours of academic instruction and participated in a rigorous physical training program that has developed their strength and stamina for the challenges ahead. Core values have been instilled in each of them: the meaning of honor, courage, and commitment. Marching before you this morning are 446 success stories, each of them a testament to the physical courage, dogged determination, and unyielding commitment to excellence that define the title Marine. This is what they have striven and persevered for: the right to walk across this parade deck as Marines. They have earned this title through demonstrated courage and achievement, and now join the proud ranks of over 1 million Marines who have graduated from Parris Island. From this day on, they will carry on the proud legacy and history of the United States Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marines of Company F. The platoons are being aligned from left to right in order to get them into their exact position for the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove all hats for the playing of our national anthem. The parade adjutant now presents the command to the commander of troops, indicating that the parade is formed.
Report! Arizona Marine Band, all present on Castle. 2064 series, all present on Castle.
Series, all present on Castle.
Sir, all present or counted for. Attention to orders! Headquarters, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Eastern Recruiting Region, Parris Island, South Carolina, 31 August 2018. The command duty officer of the day today is Captain Hunter. The command duty officer of the day tomorrow is First Lieutenant Stark, by order of J.F. Glenn, Brigadier General, United States Marine Corps. Amended! Officers! Enter!
At the command, officers center march. All unit commanders and guidon bearers march to the front and center of the formation. Historically, it was at this point that the commanding officer would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Following this, the unit commanders would face about, return to their units, and pass the information on to their Marines. Throughout our nation's history, millions of men and women have earned the title United States Marine. In keeping with the slogan, once a Marine, always a Marine, we would like to recognize them. We ask that those men and women in the audience who have served in the United States Marine Corps please rise.
On behalf of the Commanding General, Brigadier General Glenn, I'd like to welcome you to Marine Corps Recruit Depot Paris Island at the graduation ceremony for Company F. The purpose of today's ceremony is to recognize your Marines in formation. Most arrived here 13 weeks ago, and though they come from different parts of the country and different walks of life, they all leave here today as United States Marines. For the past 3 months, these Marines have been challenged mentally, morally, and physically. They have completed water survival training, obtained their martial arts belt, qualified with their service rifle, passed their academic and physical fitness test, and mastered close order drill. Their training culminated with the Crucible, a 54-hour test of selflessness, teamwork, and endurance. Throughout their training, they have come to understand and embrace our core values of honor, courage, and commitment. We recognize that their journey began long before they arrived here. You built the foundation, placing them on the long and sometimes difficult road to reach this day. The encouragement of parents, family, and friends enabled them to complete recruit training, and your continued support will help them as Marines. Your Marines were also assisted by our recruiters, who I would like to recognize. These hardworking, dedicated professionals work countless hours in your hometowns, seeking out the best and most qualified applicants to become Marines. It was a recruiter who saw the potential in your Marine and first offered them the opportunity of becoming a United States Marine. We thank them for their service. Finally, I would like to recognize our phenomenal Marine drill instructors. This highly professional group dedicate themselves to transforming recruits into United States Marines. They have spent nearly every waking hour for the past 3 months teaching, training, mentoring, and leading these young men. In fact, the professionalism of our drill instructors will be etched in your Marines' memories forever. So please join me in a well-earned round of applause for our drill instructors and their families that support them. This moment is about you. Be proud of yourself in that uniform and all that you have done to reach this day. But know that tomorrow is no longer about you. It is about those who served before us, who are now our legacy. It is about those Marines standing to your left and to your right. It is about the people in these stands. It is about the nation that you have sworn to defend. Serve with honor, serve with courage, and serve with commitment, and you will do well. Congratulations, Marines, on your tremendous achievements, and Semper Fidelis. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our Corps' newest United States Marines.
Please rise as we render honors to Major General Colonies.
Battalion! Martin! Start! Present! Ah!
Thank you. Please be seated. The Commander of Troops, Captain Cole. His company First Sergeant is First Sergeant Dorsey. The Paris Island Marine Band, under the direction of the drum major, Sergeant Toronzo, and the enlisted conductor, Sergeant Box. Captain Nubelhart and the graduating Marines of the 2064 series. His chief drill instructor is Gunnery Sergeant LeCompte. The senior drill instructor of Platoon 2064 is Staff Sergeant Briner. He is assisted by drill instructors Staff Sergeant Rutledge, Sergeant Graham, and Sergeant Murphy. The senior drill instructor of Platoon 2065 is Staff Sergeant McGee. He is assisted by drill instructors Staff Sergeant Garcia, Staff Sergeant Plavez, and Sergeant Coleman. The senior drill instructor of Platoon 2066 is Staff Sergeant Huey. He is assisted by drill instructors Sergeant Gantos, Sergeant Regensberger, and Sergeant Garcia. The Regimental Color Guard. The Color Sergeant is Sergeant Aguilar. First Lieutenant Pagan and the graduating Marines of the 2068 series. His chief drill instructor is Staff Sergeant Elmore. The senior drill instructor of Platoon 2068 is Sergeant Brown. He is assisted by drill instructors Sergeant Abdullah, Sergeant Havis, and Sergeant Benton. The senior drill instructor of Platoon 2069 is Staff Sergeant Furnish. He is assisted by drill instructors Staff Sergeant Winningham, Sergeant Bruder, and Sergeant Pembroke. The Honor Platoon for Company F is Platoon 2070. Sergeant Sager, Sergeant Burney, Sergeant Weston, and Sergeant Hernandez.
I see him. Yes. Oh, wait, taruh.
I was counting too. He's closest to us. In the third row. Okay. He's so skinny. I know, he's tiny.
Ladies and gentlemen, the company commander of Company F, Captain Cole. The new Marines carrying the platoon guidons have been selected as the honor graduates for their platoons. They will now retire their guidons.
Personnel, 2B, on order! Stand up!
The platoon guidons that are about to be retired have been the identification flags of each platoon throughout recruit training. To each, the guidon is a symbol of spirit, dedication, teamwork, and unit identity. The commanding officer of the 2nd Recruit Training Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel MacArthur, will present the High PFT and Honor Graduate Awards. He is accompanied by the 2nd Recruit Training Battalion Sergeant Major Adcox. We would like to thank the Marine Corps Association for providing the awards today. Please hold your applause until all of the awards have been presented. The honor graduate for Platoon 2064 is PFC Camacho. PFC Camacho is from DeLand, Florida, and was recruited by Sergeant Martinez. The honor graduate for Platoon 2065 is PFC Girton. PFC Girton is from Tampa Bay, Florida, and was recruited by Gunnery Sergeant Donahue. The Company Honor Graduate and most physically fit Marine for Company F with a score of 597 points out of a possible 600 points is PFC Porchola of Platoon 2066. PFC Porchola is from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and was recruited by Sergeant Mello. The honor graduate for Platoon 2068 is PFC Class. PFC Class is from Birmingham, Alabama, and was recruited by Staff Sergeant Huntley. The honor graduate for Platoon 2069 is PFC SAP. PFC SAP is from Memphis, Tennessee, and was recruited by Staff Sergeant Bowers. The honor graduate for Platoon 2070 is PFC Davis. PFC Davis is from Jay, Florida, and was recruited by Sergeant Lawrence. Marching on to the parade ground is the Combat Marksmanship Instructor of Platoon 2070. The high shooter of Company F with a score of 336 out of 350 possible points is Private Hatchell. Presenting the award today is the Combat Marksmanship Instructor, whom is responsible for instilling the knowledge and the proficiency of the company high shooter. He is Sergeant Tackett. Ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished graduates of Company F. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of Anchors Aweigh, which represents the historic partnership and shared legacy of the United States Navy and the Marine Corps, followed by the Marines hymn and the final dismissal. Ladies and gentlemen, the First Sergeant of Company F, First Sergeant Dorsey. The senior drill instructors will now dismiss their platoons. This is the last and probably the most welcome order the new Marines received from their senior drill instructors.
You didn't see that.